Let me tell you, the worst enemies that you could ever face, other than yourself, is your family members. They could be your worst downfall in life. They could be the reason why you're failing or the reason why your path before you is so hard or whatever the case may be. Family ain't shit. Some family is good, but most other families ain't shit. And that's from my personal experience, man. If they hold a position or names such as father or mother or brother, it shouldn't mean shit to you as a person, because at the end of the day, they're people too. At the end of the day, they're people too, and they come with their faults, and they come with their imperfections, and they come with their bullshit. Mainly, I'll give you a story. Growing up, the eldest child of there's four of us, so I'm the oldest child. My mother took a path, religion of Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay, we had no male figures other than the one I designed for myself and my younger brothers to pattern after. When, as a young man, as early as I can remember, my mother had to commute probably 45 minutes a day. She wouldn't get home until like 12 o'clock at night. But during the time from 3 o'clock on to 11 o'clock, I was responsible for three younger kids. I was, while she had to go to work. When I got a little older and I wanted to play football and do things that, I thought would um, greatly impact my life in a positive note or the positive way, I was told, because of the religion we worshipped at the time, that it wouldn't be beneficial for me to continue playing football because bad associations spoils useful habits. So I quit football. Very good at it, mind you. Outstanding football player. Very good at it, mind you. But I was told and convinced that I should not play football. Okay. One of the best attributes of myself was denied. Another attribute of myself was an artist. I was quite an artist back in the day. We had programs in school called Gifted and Talented programs, and I was in Gifted and Talented Arts. I was quite an artist. One day I come home to my mother and three other of the elders at the Kingdom Hall or whatever, and they had my photos out on the table, my drawings on the table. And my drawings were abstract. Some of it was graffiti, but some of it was very abstract, very, it wasn't for a young man, it was very impressionable stuff. It was kind of really, it took notice by a lot of people, and they really thought that I had a very good talent. However, the elders had to sit down with me and they said, we believe that evil spirits are coming out of your drawings and causing your mother to be sick. We think you should stop your art. So being young and impressionable and then not having a male figure in my life, I didn't want my mother to be sick behind something I did. Like, why would I do that to my mother? So guess what? I stopped that. I'm convinced that anything that I ever tried to do to try to better myself or to try to enhance me as a person was stonewalled by my own mother. stonewalled by my own flesh and blood, the same woman who gave birth to me, could not allow me to choose the path I wanted to choose for myself. It's your mother. Anything that she says is God's word. Anything that that woman says is God's word. You believe anything she tells you. Anything she tells you, you believe it. I can't go to a male figure. I can't go to my father. He wasn't around. The only examples of males that I had around me were Jehovah's Witness people. And they really didn't have but a few of them cared enough about me. But for the most part, none of them really cared about what decisions I wanted for myself or what kind of things I needed for myself. And I'm telling you women this, and this is the God's honest truth. Stop putting your sons down because you feel as though he reminds you of the mistake you made when you laid down with their father. Stop making it that child's fault that you designed the reality for him to be born. Let's just be real. Your child did not birth you. Your reality birthed that child. You gave reality to that child. So you are in most parts responsible for that child's reality. So if you place a good circumstances in that child's reality, then you deserve all the accolades and all of the promises of mothership. You deserve that. However, if you're the cause for your children going awry, one kid's on drugs, one kid, because he had to do young in life to help out around the house, had to leave school, had to do this, had to get jobs, had to go to the house, give his whole check to the household at some time, wasn't able to put away money or wasn't able to be shown how to deal with money or whatever the case may be, and you feel as though the person that you loved as your mother is taking advantage of you. Own that too. Own that shit too. Own it. Don't deny it. Don't sit and call somebody a liar behind the reality that you helped cause. This is your reality. You've made 4 men children, 3 of which grew up around an older brother who they had an example of as a man. That would be me. So as much as that person tries to discredit you in what part that you played in her reality, you did all that you could to see at least 2 of your younger brothers do well for themselves. They didn't have any other examples of a manhood other than myself. When they was home, I'm entertaining them. I'm making sure that they ate. I'm fixing whatever we could, despite the physical and emotional abuse this black woman gave me. Do not despise your children. Do not despise your sons behind your choices in life. Don't do that. Don't ever fucking do that. Don't do that. That's wrong, yo. That's wrong. That's so wrong. It's not even a shame. You made that reality. When you come out your mouth and curse every decision that you made, and then sit and curse the reality that you created in your own offspring, that's you, man. Take some accountability for who you are as a person, man. own up to that shit. You could own up to proud moments, right? You can own up to when your male child goes off and he does football, he's a college graduate, he's this, that. You could own up to all of that. But own up to the other bullshit too. And I'm addressing you women who out here spiting their children because of the decisions they made prior to their existence. None of these children asked to be here. None of them. And I'm going to tell you this, I guarantee you, if they had a choice to choose a better circumstances for themselves than the abuse that you give them, they would. They would grow up in a household with two parents. They would grow up in a household with two parents, where two parents went to college and did well for themselves. They would grow up in a household where a mother can read on a fucking 5th grade level. They would grow up in a household where they didn't have to watch their children all the time. They could, instead of watching their children and making sure their children was okay, he can do his homework and could do whatever he had to do to help better himself. A lot of my problem has to do with a lot of y'all, you women, man. Y'all have no fucking accountability for anything that you do. None. And 2019, I want every man who can understand me. I want every young man who can understand me to understand this. Your mother created you. This is the reality that she brought forth for you. The circumstances and everything surrounding it is the reality that she birthed you into. It is not your fault that you and her do not connect on a level that y'all should connect on. It's not your fault. If she's having demons about herself and her past and everything that she's done to create you, and she feels remorse and guilt for hating and spiting your father, that's on her. That's not on you. That's on her. That's on her. That's not on you. That is her responsibility. She caused this whole circumstances. You were not asked to be here. And there are some young ladies who are going through the same situation too, having to bear the responsibility of resentment for what their mother has done to their father. A lot of you women are sick. A lot of you mothers are sick. You have a warped pathology of life. You want to blame your children for what you've done. You want to put the blame. You want to look at the child that looks like the man that you laid down with, and because you and that man couldn't make it, you resent that child. You resent that child. You hate that child. You do everything in your power to destroy that child because you hate yourself for the decisions you made for yourself. You got to live with that. That's on you. That's on nobody else but you. You eat that. You be accountable for your fucking actions. Nobody else should be accountable for your fucking bullshit but you. And you fathers out there. You fathers out there who aren't around for their kids when they're going through something like this with their mother. What kind of man are you? What kind of example of a human being are you? That a young person who's being abused mentally by their mother can't turn to you for some form of support, mental support, suggestions, advice. What kind of man are you? You motherfucking people got to get it together, man. Don't have these fucking kids. Do Do not have these fucking kids, man, if you're gonna resent them in life. Don't have them. You feel you're gonna resent them, or you feel as though you're gonna mentally abuse them because of the shit that you've done, don't have children. Don't have them. Don't bring these kids in this world and abuse them that way. Don't do that. I will tell you this. I don't care what title they hold in your life as your family member. Some of your family member are the worst people in the world to you. They're the worst beings on planet Earth to you. And they do not deserve the attributes of a family member. They don't. I got a brother. I got a friend I call my brother who has done more for me than you could ever imagine, man. Who has done more for me than you can ever imagine. I got a blood brother. I fucking despise this nigga. I fucking hate his guts. I wish he would die behind what the rift he's causing with me and my family and my mother. He's a low-life piece of shit human being. He don't even deserve to be amongst human society. He's a low-life. And because she has this pathology of wishing to destroy me to protect this low-life, it just makes it more and more unbearable. It makes it unbearable, man. Drug addicts, let's be honest with something. I keep hearing people saying it's they can't help themselves. Let me tell you something. My brother, the drug addict, tells me stories of when he goes off and he gets high and he's with women and he's getting the blowjobs and he's getting high. This nigga's having the time of his motherfucking life on everybody's expense. He's having the ball of his life. He's doing what he fucking wants to do. He doesn't want to answer to anybody. He don't even take care of his own fucking children. He got a newborn that his mother, my mother, pays child support on. And she could barely get by her damn self. He's a despicable fucking human being. A lowlife. A fucking lowlife. And you know what? You want to hear the sad part, though? Being a lowlife that he is? This woman, because she despises me so much, because I'm so much like my father, any opportunity she gets, when she is upset with that nigga, she don't say nothing to him. She waits till I'm around to vent. And when she vents, it's not, this person makes me sick, this person, y'all. She encompasses everybody's wrongdoings with this lowlife. Like, I'm offended that you would even put me in the same category as this human being. And a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. When a parent member or has a sick need to help this person who's just a fucking lowlife, and they will defend her. She will defend that motherfucker like a sick dog. It don't matter how deprived the act that he does, she will defend this nigga. If he kills somebody tomorrow, she'll be in court screaming, "Not my baby," because she's sick too. She got a sick thought process too. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Your family members is the worst. Be blessed if you have supportive family who loves you and cares about you a great deal. Feel comfortable, feel blessed, enjoy all of that, man. If you ever wondered what makes me the person that I am today, it's been my past. that has designed me to have a certain amount of resentment towards women. And it's based off the relationship I've had with my mother. Point blank, period. I'm not even disguising it no more. You know, it is what it is. I'm about to get off this thing. About to go check out a movie and just call it the night, man. But my facts to you, young people, home, alone with your younger kids, trying to entertain them, trying to keep their minds occupied, helping them with their homework, cooking for them while your mother's out working all night, or your mother's out getting high, or your mother's out fucking people to all hours of the night, or whatever the case may be. Be proud of who you are as a person, and don't ever, never let nobody take any accomplishments that you do away from you. If you have a talent, do not allow a family, your mother or your father, to talk you out of that talent. You pursue your dream the best way that you fucking can. You pursue that dream. You don't let nobody talk you out of anything. That's my message to you. Don't allow anybody to talk you out of anything, because a lot of the times they talk you out of the situations because they're jealous and they don't want to see you. They don't want to see you prosper. They don't want to see you get ahead because they didn't want the person who left them to have success. So why should you have success? I've been struggling my whole life, and you have success. The very reason I despise you left you a long time ago. So I despise you because you remind me so much of that person. Don't let them do it, fam. Family's the worst. Family is the worst. A lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. Family's the fucking worst.